get invoked. Let me give you the setup on what this loss is. It was a fire in the garage. So just for an example, just so we get our bearings right, this isn't the loss, but look. It had the power box right here. This caught on fire. So when this caught on fire, but it was actually on this wall over here that shares against this bedroom, the fire caught here, and then right here, it burned straight through. And so it was open air into this bedroom. So we have lots of damage in here, lots of burned things in here, and we have soot and smoke coming through this hole, but no fire on the other side and only a tiny bit of water. Here we go. The insured's adjuster, who also was the insured's PA, put together an estimate. And after 15 months of sitting in soot, he wants the pulls, but doesn't ask for the cabinet. He wants the countertop because it's got some metal in it, but doesn't ask for the cabinet. Ask for the appliances, ask for the lights, but doesn't ask for the cabinets. But he has to remove the metal on the vanities. So it starts becoming this theme that I want the windows, but I don't want the wood floor. I want the windows and I want the ceiling fan, but I don't want the drywall. In fact, I'm only going to do about 600 square feet of drywall in my whole estimate. And most of that is in the garage. So now you see the plot is thickened, because now what do I have in my hands? I have a deficient estimate, an estimate that seems weird. One other thing that was super interesting, he wanted all the things in the cabinet, but didn't want the cabinet. And it doesn't have a brain surgeon to tell you that that is soot inside a cabinet. And that's just the same on every single fire loss you're ever going to see. And it just starts looking weirder and weirder and weirder, but it's still a sizable estimate. So I do something I don't normally do. I don't like being conflicted, but I felt like something was terribly wrong. So I wrote the panel and I said, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned because you haven't written up general conditions. You haven't written up supervision, permits, dumpsters, porta-johns, hand wash stations, general cleanup. You have an expert report that was done for the insured, and you took from that expert report that all the metal in the building, all the doorknobs, all the doorknobs, all the outlets, all the receptacles, all the lights, all the sinks or sink faucets, whatever. All of that was coming out, and the windows. And I gotcha. But you'd have minuscule amounts of drywall in this estimate. And yet you are requesting $200,000 worth of contents to be replaced in this building. And to boot, you've turned in a series of bids that seem to be basically double what they should be for HVAC and plumbing and a bunch of other things, including the mitigation work. But you didn't include drywall. You didn't include a bunch of insulation. There's just a bunch of things you didn't include in something that your expert report said that you should do this. And I call balls and strikes, and I'm conflicted because I can't do this without you. So I'm talking to the panel in the hole right now and saying, if the panel wishes to consider all these normal items, then probably we should go ahead and do that. But if not, I'm going to go ahead and render an award. But this will be the last such thing I do like this, because I'm just trying to make sure that if somebody missed something, they can go back and get some help and get it done. And off it went. I have sent to you my revised estimate, which includes the drywall. It also includes O&P on a bunch of stuff that's already been done. And it also includes my very overblown HVAC for this 1,800 square foot house. Please award this and do it now. Excuse me, but I see that you have added the drywall, which I do not have a problem with. It seems reasonable to me, in fact. But I would like to address a few other issues. It seems to me that many of the contents that have been listed in the estimate could be cleaned, and I think we need to address that. I also noticed, since we're replacing all the drywall, that we don't need to do seal and paint twice. We probably can do paint twice because it's all new drywall. I also looked at your estimate, and I believe that some things are high grade that should be regular grade. I'm not in love with your general conditions, but I'm not going to kill you over that one. But I would like you to not put O&P on this overblown HVAC if you're going to keep this overblown HVAC. And if you'll make these edits, it seems reasonable to me, I'll sign it. Having done the things that were requested, making some of those edits, some of the balls, some of the strikes, I didn't give everything, but I did change them. I did return it signed after the carrier appraiser signed the award. It's important to recognize the carrier signed an award that was it was over $100,000 more than his position. And then all hell broke loose. Excuse me, Mr. Umpire, I have a bone to pick with you. I find it disingenuous that I have never put removing the cabinets in my estimate. I've never put removing the vanities from my estimate. I have never put insulation in the walls in my estimate. But I think it is unfair that you have, in fact, not written these things in your estimate. Hold your cockin', pickin' self. You are not to sign this award because I want all these things I did not include in my position. In the end, it was just one blowhard, blowing really hard. And I sent a message that I thought about a long time. It just basically said, any deficiencies you find in the award are on you. For you to blame me for your inability to write an estimate, I mean, I know some companies that write an estimate. I know some experts who could have done a great job to help out, to figure out all the ins and outs of that. But anyway, you cut it. This cat probably lost the insured at least 150 grand. And that was with me carrying him a long way that I really shouldn't have. I don't like it when it goes this way. And it didn't have to. Not at all. Peace, y'all.